he said, first things first, know your environment. Now, the environment shouldn't be too hard to piece in. Your market will go through roughly 4 phases, and it's your job to understand where we are in those phases. For example, if we have that quadrant you see up here in the slide, the market will go from a period that is a weak bull situation to a very strong bull market, then to a weak bear market, and then to a very strong bear market. And it cycles through this over and over again. Now the question is, where do you think we are today? If you are having difficulty in your trading account now, that means you are not in a strong bull market. Because if you were, anything you buy would fly. If you're having difficulty now, you're not in a strong bull. But are we in a bullish market or a bearish market? Can you even tell that? What do you think? Bullish. I only heard a small portion of you say, but how many of you guys think it's a bull market? You see, I just saw you create a trend. You waited for people up front to raise their hand. Next thing I saw the hand go backwards this way. Right? And that's sometimes how the market is. I want you to remember what just happened right now. Because when the market is in that situation, like it feels like you're in limbo, nobody wants to pull the gun. Nobody wants to press that button to activate. They're always waiting for other people to do it. And so that means, unfortunately, maybe the market needs to break out over 8,000 to incite many of you to do something else. Right? So remember, what you're waiting for is for other people to start the car to move before you get aboard. So by that time you get aboard, that means the car has already run a certain distance. And unfortunately, that's the reality of many traders. Until one day you gain that confidence and skill level where you can initiate. Right? Today, we are in a weak bull environment. Okay? It doesn't matter whether you're growing by 6.3% GDP. The market is telling you we are. There's still some things there the market's pricing in, and that's the reason why we've been so slow. And given that you are in a weak bull environment, what type of market movement are you going to be feeling? Restraint. And that's the reason I'm giving this talk today. Believe you me, I would not volunteer to talk about trading in ranges. It is unexciting, but it is a necessary evil. Like the lady said earlier, the market spends most of its time consolidating and moving in channels than what you're going to be learning in that other room. What you're going to be learning in that other room is a fragment of trading time and may happen once in maybe or twice in a year per stock. So what opportunity will you find unless you're waiting for that? Unless you're like our chairman who likes to wait for a crisis. Okay? So in that condition, we are in the condition we are today. How do I make the most of it? And that is where we're going to be stepping off today. This is the performance of the Philippine Stock Exchange Index. And if you're looking at that graph there, you can see this dotted line you see there in the middle is the 0% indicator. So that means if that goes to 0, that means the index is flat for the period. This is a 3-year chart. So that means taking from the beginning portion of 3 years ago, going down the lane. If you're looking at the market performance in the last 3 years, it's only been negative for a while here in the end of 2017 and a little bit there in the end of 2018. Other than that, the market's actually been positive. However, it's been going up and then down, then up and then down within that period. Some a little stronger when you saw over here towards the beginning of 2018. And so what that tells us is the market is stuck in this revolving range. And because of that revolving range, we have to understand that this market's not about to run away, at least not above those high percentages just yet, because clearly it's dealing with something. And so the choices we have when we become a trader is to be able to focus now on a certain trading style. So the graph that you see here, the layout, will tell you what is the trading environment that you have and what type of trading tool should I be using in that particular type of environment. Now, since I told you today, we are, majority of the time, we're going to be stuck in here in a range type of environment, that means that I'm going to have to be able to get used to it. That I'm going to see flat movements and very graduated moves and not, grand spanking momentum-like movements, at least not yet. And so in that environment, we're going to have to get used to range trading, maybe even some swing trading, but momentum runs, it's not the flavor of the month. And so by understanding that, we temper our aggressiveness into this market condition, and we try to be able to highlight what we do in this ranged environment. Now, as markets spend time in that condition, where it stays mostly in ranges, we're going to see capped movements, either sideways, like you see there on the right side, or maybe a little slight angle upwards to that fact. But that movement, like a rocket ship, if you do see it, you have to take your profits because it's not going to last. Okay? Gone are the days where we've had issues where you'd see the stock go up 50%, stock price freezes, tomorrow it goes up another 50% and it freezes, and then goes another 50% and it freezes, and people are still buying it every day. When is the last time you felt that? It's been a while, right? Because people got used to what they saw. Some people got burned. They now know better. And it's going to take time to sucker punch them back into a stock like that. And so we'll go and start from scratch because that's the way the market will have to behave. And if you don't understand this, and you continue to just be blind to what the market condition, this is where you're going to be asking help from the Almighty up there. Okay? Remember, I always say at the end of my seminars that God helps those who help themselves. That's right. So, ladies and gentlemen, the task is upon you to be able to create that trading facility for yourself where skill managed by your risk management tools is what's going to be your success ultimatum here.